Is this thing on? Is this mic on? I don't know. Guys, I don't know. I'm late. I am late. Not as late as I thought I would be. I was at a thing. I was at a campfire function. Don't judge me. I didn't have as much time to set up as I thought I would. I just saw something scroll by in the chat. Did Roll forget to play music? No, I did not. I had music playing. Funny thing about the software that you use to set up live streams, or at least that I use, is that it, even if you have everything set to remember your settings, sometimes it decides that it just doesn't want to remember the sources. I won't bore you with the details, but I'll say this. There's a reason why I try to set up 30 minutes in advance, because even if everything is plugged in the way that it's supposed to be, settings are set up the way that they're supposed to be, sometimes you still have to go in and fix things. It's part of the deal with having multiple things. Could I just stream off of my phone? No.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
I could. I don't want to. I could. Guys, it's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in the knife Mecca, Boise, Idaho. You know what that means. Go ahead and Spartan kick that like button for me one time. I did, in fact, have my customary shot of hot sauce before the live. So, per usual, I am fired up. I'm so excited. I'm glad that I made it here and that I wasn't actually 10 minutes late like I thought I would be. Stuff going on. Recently released my video on this guy. The Malsect 808 Decay. Love this knife. Absolutely freaking love this knife. If you haven't seen the episode, go watch it. It's not just on this one. Malsect also released this guy as well, the Mantle. So if you want something a little bit bigger, a little bit more rugged, a little more overbuilt. Yeah, these two. And they don't break the bank either. You know, it was funny. I released my video. When I released my video, I checked to make sure everything was in stock, and it was. And then in my video, I said, hey, by the way, you could also get the full DLC variant of this, S90V DLC titanium, $135 with my discount code. And I don't want to take credit, but within 24 hours of releasing that video, all of the DLC variants are gone. People don't need me to know what a good deal looks like. But I can fantasize that I have that level of cachet, you know, where I release a video and things sell out. Maybe if it's like a low inventory. Guys, what did you carry today? What was in your pocket? I carried two knives. First knife, if you were in the waiting lobby, you may have seen it. This guy right here. Bang, there's the money shot. Quiet Carry 9 with the C-Swirl carbon fiber inlay. Ooh. Oh, it's perfection. It's perfection. It's production perfection. And I don't care what anybody says. In my humble opinion, subjectively speaking, on a production level knife, it does not get any better than the Quiet Carry 9. But I was pumped when I saw that they released a Drift C, the Contour Drift. Some of you guys already ordered it and have already received it. Bang! Look at that. Look at that. Just came in today. The Drift C. Ooh. I'm not going to give away the farm. You'll have to watch my video on it whenever I release it. The question that I had was, can it take over the spot for production king from the 9? Can it? Never owned a Drift. Some people are staunch supporters of the slab style Drift with the with that terrible wire clip washers. Listen, I'm not against washers. I'm not. I like washers. I've got a couple Sabenzas. I got plenty of knives with washers. I like washers. Nothing against them. But wire clips? Wire clips look cheap. They feel cheap. They are cheap. They're not sturdy. And while they function rather well, they have no business being on a knife that costs more than $150. Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. which I'm going to get to right now. I'm actually going to roll through this sucker. Hold on. We're going to be shouting people out left and right. Marco! Welcome into Ground Fog, Charles Wooden, Joe. Welcome into Henry G. We got Blind Woo Fury, Stonewall. What's up? Cat Scratch, good to see you, man. We got Gizmalian in the house. Drinkwater, what's up, dude? Welcome into Joe. Happy holidays to you, sir. My man, Jim Miller. Somebody gave Ed B the night off, so he won't be joining us. Or at least that's what he told me at the end of Wednesday's live. I don't know why I approve this PTO. I don't know if I can actually call it PTO because I don't pay anybody. We'll approve it. I don't. If he's watching this later, shout out to my man Ed B, who's not here, but Jim Miller is. Jim, it's good to see you, man. Thank you so much for moderating the chat. You know we appreciate you. And we're going to keep it rolling. Welcome into Stonewall. We've got... Hold on. I'm scrolling. Ian Coates. It says Quiet Carry fans are sounding more and more like Spider Hose. I like both. I mean, don't ask me to choose. Please don't ask me to choose. Maybe I already did when I mentioned that I thought that this was the production king. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. I am welcome to my own opinion. Ian says, only quiet carry I want is the Waypoint since it's the rival of the Rockwall. I thought they were on sale. I thought you could get a Waypoint for a really good price these days. By the way, it's good to see you, Ian. Welcome into another channel mod. Holding it down. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being a channel mod. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling because I am so far behind on the chat. It's not even funny.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
I can't help it. Oh, man. All right. Welcome into B Shady. Good to see you, brother. Welcome into Robert Jones. Hold on. Paul Mills, good to see you, man. Welcome into Knife Nut 69. I like to get pretty hyped up at the beginning of these live streams. It's just a good time. And shout out to my man Ian Coates for the $5 super. Says a fit ski to help Roll see the little red light on the camera. What if I'm colorblind? I might have poorer eyesight than you give me credit for. And shout out to my man Henry G for the $2 super. Oh, my bad. That was the wrong sound effect. I'm
not retarded, but I like rocks.
I like rocks too, man. Rebel Rouser, thank you so much, man. Definitely Hulk smash the like button, guys. I would appreciate it. Welcome into Metal Relic Art. What's up, dude? Welcome in. Good to see you. Sierra Rick, good to see you as well. Hold on. Ian says, speaking of knives that are gone, I forgot about the Model 3 drop. That's the new automatic American Blade Works knife, right? I'm not the biggest on... Listen, I'm not interested for two reasons, okay? First of all, I am very picky when it comes to autos. I am exceedingly picky when it comes to autos. I don't like a lot of autos. Automatic knives and me just like, it's not my thing. I have a handful of them, and the ones that I have, I love dearly. The Wraith V4 from Heretic, fantastic knife. Love it. Can't hand it to people because it kicks like a mule. You hand it to someone even when they're expecting. Like, I've seen that knife fly out of people's hands that have handled knives frequently. And they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, and you can warn them. You can tell them, this kicks like a mule. Hang on. And they're like, burr. I like it. LUDT Gen 3. That's my jam. I like that one too. I've got a ProTech PT Strider. I've got a Heretic Pariah. I have a type. The Model 3, so I'm picky, right? That's one. The second thing is that I don't have the greatest experiences with the Gen 1 of anything, especially with like cars, but also with knives. Like whenever I think about Generation 1, I always think about a production prototype that is used to fund the better version of that knife that they will release down the road. And American Blade Works is known for doing multiple generations of the same knife model, and they get progressively better. So I'm not saying that it's not worth buying. What I'm saying is that it might be worth waiting and letting Mike Martin feel out the different kinks. For example, when he released the first variant of the Model 1 button lock, like, I'll be candid about this. The button sucked. The button sucked because he used these little this conical this conical spring, and it was fine at first, but within a day, all of a sudden it was getting this horrendous button stick where it would not depress. Like it was ridiculously difficult. So I took the knife apart. I looked at everything, and I looked at that spring, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I just took a spring from like a CJRB button lock. I don't even remember which one it was. Anyways, CJRB button lock spring, just a regular coil spring, put it in there, and it worked perfectly ever since. And I reached out to Mike Martin and I said, hey, did you know that this spring you have in here is an issue? He's like, oh yeah, I'm aware. I'm like, well, I fixed it. He said, oh, cool. What spring did you replace it with? It's like artist cutlery. Cool. Glad it's working for you. Like, I'm sorry. Your customers shouldn't have to troubleshoot your design issues. Turns out he was working on replacing the spring anyways, but he didn't let people know. It's one of those things that bothers me. I still appreciate that American Blade Works does a good job of providing premium American-made knives at a sub-premium American-made knife price. You cannot beat the slip joint price. You can't. The Model 1 is a good deal. The Model 2 is a good deal. The Model 3 looks like a good deal. And I will have another Model 2 at some point. That said, I think you should wait for the second generation. Just throwing it out there. And on that bombshell, what's up, Skull? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. He says it's not PTO, it's just time off. Damn it. My camera took that personally. Come on, camera. What is this, amateur hour? Please don't cause me problems. I don't want to have to buy a new camera just because the port on it is screwed up after years of live streams and recording videos. The HDMI port on my Canon is getting a little bit loosey-goosey. It's temperamental. It's not PTO, it's just time off. Who approved that? Welcome in, Neil McKenzie. Good to see you, man. Guys, the chat is getting away from me. I don't want to lose it too bad, so I'm going to check to make sure that I haven't missed any like monthly anniversary announcements. So hang on. Welcome into Roman M. Good to see you, Rome. Retro Ryan, good to see you. Big Ginger, what's up, man? Good to see you. On the Edge, welcome in. Welcome in. All right, guys. Yeah. Holiday drop fatigue. Let's talk about it. Is it just me, or is it year after year? These makers and these companies just decide to bum rush the month of December, right? And that's not including the companies that also bum rushed Black Friday, which is a lot of them. And so you get to like what is today? It's only the 13th of December. Damn it. It's only the 13th of December. I know I can't be the only one feeling a little bit of holiday drop fatigue. Like, there you are, pockets empty, wallet lighter, Christmas presents purchased, hopefully. I'm sorry, little Timmy. Christmas this year is a knife. For me. Don't deprive little Timmy. Don't do it. Buy those Christmas presents early. And then when December rolls around and you're making those bad decisions, at least they're covered, right? But I get to a point where I'm like, look at all of these cool knives that are dropping. And here I am, pockets empty, wallet lighter. And I'm like, I don't want to see this. Save it for January. We're tired. I'm tired. Are you guys tired? Do you have holiday EDC drop fatigue? Like, I can't. I mean, I'm pretty much tapped. Some of you guys might have some more gas left in the tank, but for me, the last two of the year were these guys. Ironically, both made in Taiwan. Look at that. Solid pieces. I truly don't think on a production level that you can get better than made in Taiwan. Designs aside, because, you know, it doesn't matter how good the manufacturing is if the design itself has flaws. But design aside, I don't know if anyone's beaten Taiwan. Just my thoughts. Let me know. You guys feeling any holiday EDC drop fatigue? Cat Scratch says, drop galore in December. I need to sell my rocks collection now. Damn it. Yeah. It is a good time if you're a buyer that does still have gas left in the tank. Because the drops, the releases are lasting longer. Things are not selling out quite as fast. I mean, unless, of course, you were looking at that Hinderer non-flipper Fullard drop today. That went fast. That went very fast. Realm says, I'm tired of these crazy drops. Dude, they're everywhere. I'm just like, it's like when you live in a town that stinks, but you've been there for so long that you don't smell it anymore. I'm becoming snowblind to the releases. Like, don't blink. You'll miss it. You don't want to miss, the 53rd Hinderer drop of the year. I do need to get my hands on another XM18. I had a 3-inch that I really liked. I did. I loved the 3-inch. I had a problem though, and that was that the 3-inch really needs to be a flipper delete across the board. They really do, because the flipper gets in the way of the ergos and it cramps your hand on the remainder of the scales, and that's just no good. I'm okay with 3-inch blades. Clearly. But you know what this knife doesn't do? Cramp my hand. Look at that. Nice big old finger choil up there. Yeah, get in there. Like, I swear to you, this knife doesn't even have a 3-inch blade, but because of how they utilize the real estate, I can still get a nice full 4-finger grip on here. Yes, it's a smaller knife, but that's my point though. Is like, I do believe that Hinderer XM18 3 inches should have more of an availability of non-flippered variants. Non-flippered 3-inch. I'm sure they've done them before, but it needs to be almost a default, because unless you've got like really small hands, I just feel like it kills the ergos. That said, the non-flippered Fuller drop today went fast, because that's on a lot of people's Christmas lists. But also they only had like, I thought it was limited to like maybe one per model that they released on DLT. Cicero says, it's my 20th anniversary of finally beating Mike Tyson's punch. I don't even, you don't know what it was like in 87. Enlighten me. Oh man, you guys cracked me up. I'm on the edge, dude. What's up? He says, I'm tapped and the decorations are up, so I guess we're good. And yet we still find space in the budget for the nog, the holiday nog. That's a good question. For those of you who do drink eggnog, because I know it's not for everybody, what are you spiking your nog with? Are you a whiskey guy? Do you spike it with rum? A good one to spike your eggnog with, hear me out, is Bird Dog whiskey. Bird Dog whiskey, you can get it in multiple different flavors. Right now, in my house, we got the salted caramel Bird Dog whiskey. Mixes with eggnog in a very dangerous fashion. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's tasty. And if you want to try one that will shock your friends and family, try adding the blackberry Bird Dog. I know you might not be thinking that would mix well. Surprisingly, it mixes very well. Blackberry Bird Dog whiskey. You heard it here first. Thank me later. Tiff, good to see you. Says, Ian, that is some serious loving. Oh, man. Maybe I shouldn't scroll up. I was about to. Hold on. Big Ginger says, I'm done for the year. Dude, I hear it, man. I hear it. Look, as long as you're happy, right? Like when I look back on the year was a year of, I almost said self-control. That would be a lie. That would be, no, this year was all about goals. As far as like, what am I collecting? Am I focused on that? You know, am I focused, and not just on what I was deciding to put in the collection, but also how I was using that to approach the channel, because I wanted to start incorporating more storytelling. I still do some straight up reviews. There are knives that honestly, there's just not a whole lot of story that I can find. And so a straight up review is what they get. But my goal is to incorporate more storytelling into the channel because it's more fun to make it like that. There's less of that in the EDC community than I think should be there. It's funny. I talk to people all the time who are considering starting EDC channels. Like people reach out to me out of the blue. Do you have any advice? I'm very open and I love responding to those because I do. My advice is find some way to be unique. And if anyone who is thinking about making a YouTube channel around knives or EDC, and you're thinking in your head, I could just be the next Metal Complex. It's not that hard. He just uses his phone, top-down view, like thousands of views. I'll be the next Metal Complex. I don't have to do all of that stuff. The amount of people that said the same thing, and then they saw absolutely no results in 4 months, 6 months, a year, and then they just dropped it, is staggering. The amount of dead EDC channels that I have looked at is staggering. The way to survive is to bring something new to the table. So to anyone who is considering making a channel that might be watching this either right now or after the live stream, if you're part of the replay crowd, shout out to the replay crowd, figure out something different to bring to the table. Something different that people find value in. Moving on. All right. Bradford Mitchell, thank you so much for the $5 super. Seriously, I believe more in Santa Claus than Idaho. Even NORAD knows there's no Idaho. Here I am. Same bat time, same bat channel. A figment of your imagination. Oh, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super pad. You always crack me up, man. Gizmalian says, my hopefully last purchase of the year was the new Asher Knives Spiro with the top liner lock. Ooh, I saw those. Asher is a good one. I'll say this. I am starting to become very wary of these top liner locks being released willy-nilly by other companies. And I'll give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. When I got sent the Buck Range series by Buck, shout out to Buck Knives, I asked them a lot of questions. One of the questions I asked them was, why now? Why did it take so long to release a crossbar style lock? Crossbar style lock's been popularized for a while. Benchmade, their utility patent expired, gone. Did Were you just behind the times?
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
And they said no. They said there's a lot of things that can happen when you're building a knife with a knife lock that you've never done before. And a lot of companies rush to market, but we didn't want to rush to market only for people to find out that the lock that we built was bad. So they spent years on that. The top liner lock hasn't been popularized for that long, like in the scheme of things. I know knife years go by like dog years. But within the last 12 to 18 months, the amount of companies just like top liner lock, trying to ride that wave has grown steadily. And an example of it going bad was recently a very popular channel released a video of I'll call it a budget because it's under $70, a budget knife failing with the top liner lock. And it's not a bad company. Like, it's a company everyone knows. And the funny thing is that I was offered that knife for review and I turned it down purely because I just didn't have the time. And it got me thinking, like, every time I see a company like, we've got a new top liner lock, and everyone's like, yeah, robust knife, awesome, button lock, but more reliable, not going to fail, a spine whack test. And then tap, tap.
Epic fail.
Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of spine whacking. The spine tap, the spinal tap, making that amp go to 11. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of that test in general. That said, the little tap, tap, taps shouldn't cause any knife to fail. It really shouldn't. It wouldn't cause a Spyderco to fail. Wouldn't cause a Vosti to fail. But when these companies rush to market, just trying to hop on a trend, like, I get it. Like, they're businesses. They want to take advantage of trends while they can. It can take time to put something into production. So oftentimes what gets sacrificed? R&D. And then they release a knife that has what should be a really solid locking system and is just kind of Sorry, Gizmalian. I'm not trying to say that Asher's top liner lock is bad. I've never experienced it. I haven't heard anything bad about it. I'm sure Asher did a good job on the design front. But what I'm saying in general is that I don't trust the wave of new top liner lock knives like that. I'm skeptical. You'll have to let me know in the Discord, though, once you get yours. And you'll have to let me know how much you like it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Asher Knives has a great reputation. Ryan Johnson, what's up, man? He says, did you see the Brian Brown plus Maverick Concepts collab auction piece? I did not. We might have to look into that. Welcome to Top Dog. What's up, Top Dog? Good to see you, man. Paul Mills says, I remember unimportant shit. Me too. Jojo says, today I gift wrapped Lynch Northwest Samurai tie scales for my shaman. I should have installed them instead. What was I thinking? Sometimes you live, you learn. Top Dog says, speaking of the channel, how about smashing that like button? Do it. I've tried the salted caramel bird dog after the Crown Royal disappeared, and it about killed me. Good gravy, but to each his own. Hey, I'm not saying that it's quality by itself. I'm saying that as a mixer with eggnog, it mixes really well. I wouldn't drink it straight. And any whiskey that I would drink straight, I wouldn't add as a mixer. Like, I have rules. There's levels to this. If I'm mixing it with something, I'm hoping that the something is going to be quality enough to carry it. On the Edge says, I'd love to start a channel, but I just don't have the voice and personality. You'd be surprised. Like, I watch my old videos for motivation sometimes, like when I'm feeling down, or maybe I release a video that like gets no views. That still happens. Sometimes the algorithm just wants to keep you down. But sometimes when I need to pick me up, I'll watch my old videos. I'll watch one of my oldest videos, and then I'll watch one of my newer videos that did well, just for comparisons. And I got to say that like nobody comes into this, especially if it's their first channel. No one comes into it with the perfect presence or the perfect voice or the perfect recording or the perfect anything. It's really just a building process. And the people that stick with it, not only stick with it, but also use every piece of content as an opportunity to improve on something. You do that long enough and you will eventually get there. Your voice will eventually be there. Your personality will eventually have created its own niche. So, it's not for everybody. It is a lot of work. I regret nothing, and I've learned a lot. All right. Hold on. Jim says, but a liner lock is a liner lock. Poking a hole in the scale to push it isn't a big change. So there is a difference that it needs to be said about top liner lock and button operated liner lock. They're two separate things. Top liner lock is the moniker being used for a button operated compression lock or just a compression lock. So people say, well, isn't that still just a liner lock? No, not at all. The difference between a liner lock and a compression lock is that the blade rests against the liner of a liner lock, right? They're not known to be the most heavy duty, but for regular folding knife type cutting tasks, generally they're fine. On a compression lock, what happens is that it compresses that liner between the tang of the blade and the stop pin. So you have 3 different connection points, and when you press against the spine, or when you create any pressure against the spine, it compresses against those different locking points. And so historically, it makes it stronger than a liner lock easily. Stronger than many frame locks in many cases. And in some cases, even stronger than some back locks. It's one of the stronger, most easily accessible knife locks designed within the last 20 years. Easily. I did not say the most heavy duty. Andrew Demko, don't come for my neck. But as far as a regular EDC carry goes, that's easy to access and doesn't require a bunch of like springs and crap, the compression lock is an amazing locking invention. Adding a button to it was something that Kevin Smock did, and then Spyderco picked up on that. Or excuse me, not Spyderco, Vosteed. But even though the utility patent had run out on the compression lock, the name compression lock was still trademarked by Spyderco. So much like how companies making a knife with a crossbar lock often just call it a crossbar lock, or like they come up with this trendy new name. Like for example, TRM calls a crossbar lock their river lock. It's a crossbar lock. They can't use the word axis lock. So whenever you hear top liner lock, it should be assumed that that is not just a button operated liner lock, but rather a button operated compression lock. And there is a difference. I didn't pull the trigger fast enough on the buck of the month. The buck 120, number 120 General and MagnaCut. Nice wooden handle, 225. Dang. Are they gone? We might have to look into that. Spine whack tests are for morons. Look, a lot of people feel a certain type of way about it. They do. Like, I'm not out here, you know, smashing knife spines into wooden blocks and stuff. But a few taps shouldn't cause it to come out either. Like that's a design issue. And by the way, shout out to Top Dog, who's been a channel member for 35 months. Says drop some new knives. I can't get enough. Oh man, we could look at. Listen, we could look. Let's do this. DLT. Hold on. Hold the phone. And we're going to go to the screen share. Let's go. Boom. DLT's been taking advantage of it. Of course, they always have their 12 days of Christmas, and then of course they announced the bonus day, so they're doing a 13 days of Christmas. Although, for those of you who aren't into fixed blades, less exciting because tomorrow's bonus day is going to be all fixed blades. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. All right. I'm on the regular drop page. Ooh, Trevor Berger custom knives. Those look good. Ooh, machine wise, Herman's. I'm getting sidetracked. I know. Just bear with me. Rock pattern inlay titanium handle. The slim. Dang, that looks good. That looks really good. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I like that very much. Okay. I need to stop looking at that. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. The 12 days of Christmas. Let's see. All right. So, day 13 is going to be all, it's going to be these three knives. Looks like a kitchen knife. This one does interest me. BP Knives is on my radar. I know many of you guys don't care about fixed blades. It's a rabbit hole I've been falling into now for a couple months. Love those sheaths. That's cool. That's cool. What steel? M390. Okay. USA made. Sheep's foot. 7 inches overall. Perfect carry size. Perfect carry size for a fixed blade. They're going to have level up customs. That's cool. I don't think I've seen his stuff on DLT before. Nitro V. This one isn't really my jam. Just throwing that out there. Not really my jam. Although these, on the other hand, with the Gulf camo carbon, that looks pretty sweet. All right. Anyways, that's the bonus day. They're doing fixed blades for the bonus day. Do they still have these hinders? No. I was like, I swore these sold out. Why did it say they're in stock? They must have something that didn't sell. Nope. They're just slow. They haven't updated their own website yet. But this is what everyone was going bananas over, was the non-flipper fullered spear point. Battlefield finish? That is pretty sweet looking. DLT claims that this is some of the best hinderers to come across their inventory ever. I knew I like, not only was I not in the market, I knew that even if I was, there's no way I would have got that. Those sold out like instantly. Day 11. What did they have day 11? Cerberus Knives Aurelius. $725 USA made. I've heard good things about this one. Rocco handmade fixed blades. I'll show you guys one that I was really curious about. It was this one. The Defiant 7 Servo. Like, these sold out, but every time I ask someone about the servo, they always tell me it's not worth it, or it's not a well-made knife or something like that. I was curious about this one. genuinely curious. I like that design. I like the diamond milling on the handle scales and how it kind of dips out around those body screws. I think that looks great. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I have holiday drop fatigue. Hey, Rob's Dirty Knives. What's up, Rob? He says they started off terrible with no audio, lighting, etc. Their first videos were horrible. He now has a huge staff with millions of views for the channel. Who are we talking about? I probably need to scroll up. I need to scroll up. Hold on. Hold on. Have I heard of the YouTube channel Think? Yes. Yes, I have. All right. I try not to scroll up too hard. Scrolling up is a recipe for disaster. All right, guys. Well, very soon we are going to be going into the pocket check. And if you're not in the Discord, that's A-okay. Let us know in the chat. What did you carry today? What was in your pocket? You can include more than just knives as well. If you're curious and maybe you came in late, what did I carry today? Carried 2 knives. Got the new Drift C from Quiet Carry. It was a quiet Saturday because I also carried the 9. Love this knife. This knife is production perfection. I'm happy to die on that hill. One of these days I'm going to make a video about why exactly it is that I think that. That's what I carried. What was in your pocket? Let me know. Better yet, if you are in the Discord, make sure to head on over there and share your carry in the pocket check, which we're going to go ahead and check out in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Got to scroll up to the start of today. Starting off with Craig Vincent. Ooh, he's just carrying a single one today? Just a single one? He must have been wearing shorts. The Linton. I'm not familiar with this one. You've carried this one a lot. This one is a shillin cutter style blade. Shillin cutter style blade. I don't know that much about it. That's cool though. Vavelsky, he also carried the Drift C and a Riot, which I will never remember the model number of. I hate that Riot does a lot of model numbers because I'll never remember those. I have a hard enough time when there's model names. Nick T, he was carrying the Poikilo Anolis and the Riot Mantis. It's the Mantis. It's the Mantis. Thank you. The Riot Mantis. That's what this is. That is cool. I like the extra milling on the scales. That Poikilo Anolis is freaking gorgeous. The way they did that crystal tie just looks incredible. It's like an extra deep polish. Jojo, he carried the Kershaw launch. Which one is that? Which launch is that? It's got to be like the launch 11, launch 15. I don't know. I'm bad with model numbers. Stonewall, he's got the Tuya Shocker. I always thought that was a really cool looking blade shape. I like that. It's kind of like a buoy with a bit of old school flare out to the top. Very nice. The Shocker is a good example of a knife where the first generation had issues and then they fixed it. I'm sure this one doesn't have issues, but I know that the initial release of the Shocker, there were some that had some issues. That is super cool. I don't see those a whole lot. Very nice. John Sangamore, he's got the Evo 1.1. The 1.1 is the latest release, isn't it? Isn't that where they went back to like the original design and then they just like changed just one little thing? And that became the I don't know. I don't know my custom knife factory lore that well. What I do know is that I would love to have an Evo at some point. It's on my list. Grateful Dong, he's got a couple different Kunwus. He's got the Kun. Is that the Giga Chad? or the Gringo. I think that's the Gringo. The Gringo and the S-Tau. Gringo and the S-Tau. I probably missed on one of those. I'm sure that one on the bottom is the Gringo. I'm sure. Those look pretty sweet, though. Gizmalian, he's got the Penrose. I know I'm going to screw up that name. Otarita? The Kaiser Mini Momo and the Asher Spiro with the ATK Knives Halt. The action on the Halt is incredible. The Halt was one of the last knives I did on a pass around when I was in a pass around group. And I got to say, it was such a great knife to get to experience. Like, the action is highly underrated. It is exceedingly glassy. Absolutely love that one. Cat Scratch, he's got I almost said that was the North Mountain Blade. No, it's a Strider It's Strider SNG, right? Strider SNG? I think so. And then, of course, a Kershaw Leak with the Zero, the Rev Zero. That's a solid carry right there. Skull, he's got the C. Risner Coastline, the Fenrir, and the Jack Wolf knife Backwoods. That's Jack Wolf Knives' latest release, isn't it? Their latest fixie. That's it. I gotta hand it to them. Like, they've been doing a good job on the fixed plates lately. I think that's the top liner lock tenable Fenrir, I think. TC Blades, he's got the Christmas theme with the Eagle Strike, the Entity, and the Christmas Mini Momo. I love the Christmas plaid. The plaid is actually kind of cool. I'm a plaid guy. I like it. Very nice. Jim's got the Dark Side Saturday carry. Kaiser Kobold 2, Kaiser Groom, Kaiser Banish. We have Oatmeal Raisin Cookies. Stop it. Oatmeal Raisin Cookies. Jim, for the record, you can eat whatever you like. But raisins need to go away. Robert Jones. Ooh, very nice. He's got a Sabenza. That's the Sabenza with the Insingo blade. And the Rex 121 Sage 5. I want to see more Spydercos in Rex 121. 15V is dead. Let's bring on more Rex 121. Spyderco did say they were planning on making more knives in Rex 121, and I'm here for it. I want more Rex 121. It's a really cool blade steel. Bradford Mitchell, he's got a couple of shamans. Coming in with the shaman carry. The shaman. I don't know what that accent is. Let's see. Mettenboss Frag Zirconium scales and clip with Zirconium backspace or beast mode. Ooh. Very nice. The Mettenboss Zirconium scales are really cool. I like those. Geek Machinist never gives me the names of the fixed blades, even though I should know this one. I know this one. It's the fixed blade Benchmade is most known for. And yet it just eludes my brain. Love that setup for your shot, though. It brings a lot of warmth into the photo with the candle at the end of the table there. You got the bright green. Is that rope? Bright green rope? Netting? It's like fresh field notes. SOG power pint. Classy carry. I should know what this is. I've heard the name before. I've seen the knife before. I know Benchmade is famous for this fixed blade. It's one of their most famous fixed blades they've ever made. Why? Why do I struggle? Why do I struggle? The Dacian. I cheated. I looked at the chat. Kevin Smith, he's got, ooh, look at that. He's got a S. Is that? Okay, I thought that said S90B. He's got a Manix 2 with some aftermarket scales. Very nice. And the Serge Panchenko slip joint. I dig it, man. Ooh, Charles Wooden, he says half track it. He's got a new half track warning from USA Made Blade. USA Made Blade's been getting a lot of those lately, the new half track warnies. The one that's been tempting me has been the full titanium. They recently released a full track, and I wasn't in a position to get it. I wish I was. Knife Nut. He's got the Snafu, the V4 Snafu. Is that pho? Am I guessing the dish correctly? Is that Vietnamese noodle soup? Is that pho? V4 medium. Snafu is a really cool knife. Peter Recensi. If you don't know, you should know. Drinkwater says he can't stop carrying the Mojave. That's because it's fantastic. The Mojave is a knife that is easily a one and done knife. That's my issue with the Mojave, is that it keeps me from carrying other knives that I also want to carry, because when I carry it, I'm just like, well, what's the point? What's the point? Like, when I released my video on the Mojave and I said that the action of the Mojave was divine, people came in, they're like, well, you should try this other expensive knife, or this other expensive knife, or this other expensive knife. And then months went by and I did. And I still think that the Mojave has the best action of any knife that I currently own. It's just purely impressive. And the tolerances are very, very good. Very good. I love mine. I think 2026, I'll probably get another one. Yeah. Love it. And of course, we cannot ignore the Spyderco McBee. Jim Cox, he's got a Vero. Is that a Vero Synapse? Or is that an Axon? All these Veros look the same to me. I think that's a Synapse. I think. How can you tell? I think that's a Synapse. Ooh. Days, he's got that the Quiet Carry Drift C. The action is incredible. Incredible. I love mine. I have absolutely no buyer's remorse at all. He says C over 9. That's what I'm going to be spending the next several days. I'm going to be spending the next several days trying to get that straight in my head. Louis got... Today was playing with these Snap-on OTF pry bar. That's cool. Oh, Snap-on made an OTF pry bar? Bananas. Mule Team and Magnamax 15V Mordax, a sapphire blue PVD Magnacut blade. What? Is that Mordax really 15V? Oh no, I'm sorry. 15V Mule Team. I was gonna say I didn't know they made him. I didn't know ProTech messed with 15V. I was misreading. That's cool, man. I love my Mule Team. I was slicing up some cardboard the other day. I go through boxes like a madman. A lot of cardboard. And I switched to my Magnamax Mule Team that I put a really nice edge on. And it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I need to get more Mule Teams. I like that. I like that idea, the concept very much. Wicked Dreams, he says, went OTF today. Ultratech Outbreak 0 ZDP Signature Series. ZDP Signature Series. Look at that. That looks good. That does look good. I like that. The Outbreak, the Outbreak turned out really, really good. Got to give him credit there. Fred the Lug, he's got the Fredstones. The Fredstones. Is that like the Flintstones, but for sharpening system? The Fredstones. Oh, special case to hold the TS Prof stones. That's cool. Very nice. He carried 2 Poikilo knives, the Crab and the Anolis. Look at the Anolis getting some carry love, getting some pocket love. I dig it, man. I'm telling you, they might have the best crystal tie in the game on the Enolis. The polish is so deep. The clarity on that polish is incredible. It almost like it's so good. It looks like there is a clear coat resin finish that goes over the top of the handles. Give credit where it's due. They did a fantastic job. Rob, he's got the Shirogora. Ooh, new Shiro. Congrats, man. New Shirogora purple carbon fiber stellar first run. Beautiful, man. Freaking beautiful. I still need to get a Shiro. A lot of people have a lot of people think that Shiros have fallen from grace for some reason. Like all of a sudden, Shirogorov just forgot how to make knives. I'm here to tell you guys, chances are, anyone that thinks that is just following trends. Shirogorov is still one of the premier knife makers. Warrior Guild has picked from yesterday, but it's the same carry. That counts. Chavez Street, XM24 Skinny, Tall Boy, and Work Champ. Man, I love the Tall Boy. Damn it. The Tall Boy is another one of those knives that is hard for me to put down, especially after I put my own edge on there. Love Kubi's Heat Treat. Kubi was the OEM on the Tall Boy. Love Kubi's Heat Treat. Love their fit and finish on that knife. It was one of my favorite knives released in 2024. That said, their factory edge bevels could use some work. I was blown away by how well the Tall Boy performs after you put a new edge on there. I recommend a 17 degree edge, and I promise you, you will also be blown away if you ever sharpen your Tall Boy down to 17 degrees per side. Just do it, even if it's still sharp, which it probably is. S90V is incredible, but try a 17 degrees per side edge if you haven't done so yet. Nice carry, man. Ed, he says, I'm here in spirit. I'm here in spirit. I love it, man. Shout out to Ed B, who's not here, but he's here in spirit. Bob Tism, he's got the Wingspan. The Wingspan. That's the New Breed EDC Wingspan. Very nice. All right, guys, we reached the end of the pocket check. Thank you to everybody who showed and shared their pocket check. Greatly appreciate the participation. Rebel Rouser says, Devo Tallboy is awesome. I bought version 1 and version 1.5. I only have version 1, and honestly, I bought the Timascus kit for it. No regrets. None at all. Love it to pieces. I hide it away because it's another one of those knives that's just easy to carry every day. Bradford Mitchell says, your next Mojave, will you go all out and get it custom? I might. Although sometimes they do release versions that I look at, I'm like, that is perfect. And their availability is so good that it's almost like, why? Like, if they have one available that you feel is perfect, why not? Machine wise, let's see what they got right now. They got the inventory, man. Let's see. Can I find one that I think is perfect right now? Ooh. This is their new milling, right? The grenade milling. I really like the way they do the finish on the fuller. That's nice. That's very nice. Don't mind my phone. I know my phone is going off. We're just going to put it on silent. We're going to be very quiet. Grenade milling. Dang it. Hold on. We're going to put this on Do Not Disturb. All right. Is there one on here that I think would be perfect for me as of right now? I saw one. It is. Oh, there it is. This one is sweet. Ice blue fade. That's freaking cool, man. Ice blue fade. S90V 61.9. Or is that a 4? I think that's supposed to be a 9. I don't know. I swear I've seen them do S90V at like 63. It varies though, knife to knife. Here's one at 63. The awesome thing is that not only do they test per batch, they test per knife. And so when they give you the Rockwell hardness on the certificate of authenticity, it's not like, oh, this was the target for the batch, or no, this was a range. No, this is the Rockwell hardness for your knife. There is no guessing. There is no needing to take their word for it. I mean, there's a little bit. Like if you take it apart, you do see where the indenter tester hit. It's near the pivot, but it's not in the way of anything that's going to make it a rough action. That's cool. That's really freaking cool. That they do that on a per knife basis. They're not the only ones out there to do that. There's a few other companies that do that as well. But it's one of those things that I really appreciate about them is that when you get your knife, you know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting. You're getting S90V at 63 Rockwell. You're getting mid-tech perfection. Jeez. The more I look at this, the more I like this one. All right, I need to look away. What's up, Pete? Good to see you, man. He says they had a PJ radial up today at 62.7. It was nice. The epicenter, that's what they're calling it. Absolutely. It says looks like a Vero Mini Nova. I knew I messed it up. It's either a Synapse or an Axon. Vero Mini Nova. That sounds about right. Fred says pho usually has thinner noodles. This one is more like udon. Fair. I've seen some pho with. I don't know why I called it pho. It's pho. That's how you're supposed to pronounce it. I love pho. One of the things that I miss about Denver is that Denver had a very, very decently sized Vietnamese food scene. And there was so many Vietnamese restaurants that were so good. They had an entire district in Lakewood off of, I believe it was either Sheridan or Federal Boulevard. And it was this little shopping center like thing. And in the middle, right, is the parking lot, and then the shops kind of line around it, like when you pull in, like you're pulling through like these Chinatown dragon gates, and they're all competing Asian food places. And there's at least 3 or 4 pho restaurants there. So if you love some good pho, I'm telling you right now, check out the pho in Denver. It's really good. I could make a couple suggestions if you're ever in the area. Rick says you're allowed to cheat. It's your channel. I do what I want, except for when I can't. It's food. I always heard it pronounced as pho. David says there is a half-track warning on the Binge at the moment. I mean, if you guys want to check it out, we can. Although I'm here to tell you, if you want a half-track warning, I'm positive USA Made Blade still has some. Look, boom. First shot in the new section. There it is. Half-track warning. And they've got full titanium versions too. The full tie versions are the ones that I'm interested in. I don't know about this blue. That blue is really bright blue. Like, I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying that is a very, very bright blue with bronze accents. Full tie, 625. Not surprised. They have one that's more of a worn bronze, battle bronzed. That looks nice. I had a half-track warning. I did. I sold it on the path to getting something else. It was one of those knives that I actually sold so that I could get Cortex XL. So I don't regret selling it for that reason, because selling it as well as my Hinderer XM18 3-inch, which I was planning on doing a flipper to Leland, but like when you have the opportunity to get something like this, you don't you do what you need to do. That's what I'm saying. You do what you need to do. And so the my half-track warning and my XM18 went up for sale. Then I picked up Craig Brown Cortex XL. No regrets there. That said, I would not mind getting my hands on a half-track warning and a full-track warning if I can line up the funds at the right time. That's the key. It's the key. Got some Dixons. Ooh, look at that plain Jane tie. Working finish presentation. This might actually be the play right here. This might be the play right here. Look at that. Working finish tie. That's nice, plain Jane. I love the aesthetic of that. Monotone. All right, so $625 for this guy. Full titanium. That's why it's $625. If it was half G10, it would be $425. Let's go see what the Blade Binge has to offer. Blade Binge? Come on, Blade Binge. Show me. Show me the money. Half track. Show me the money. All right. Half track buoy tri-way. Okay. The buoy, not my biggest thing. Stonewash titanium S45 yen G10 USA. Why is that $538? Like brand new, these were $425. That is ridiculous. Here's one. $410. $410 with the G10 scale. Considering, I mean, the hard part on this guy is that at $410, you might as well just, consider yourself paying shipping twice and buy one brand new. Like it's not that big. Like, yes, there's an extra scale, but that's only valuable if you think that the extra scale has value. If you're looking at that and you only like one of the scales, then there's no point. $410 is too close to just being able to buy one brand new. $15 and you get a brand new one. I don't know about that price, man. I don't know. Like, is it less? Yes. Hinderer half track full tie, $595. That's more like it. That's more like it. It's more reasonable. Brand new factory blue anodized MagnaCut slicer. Yeah. Yeah. Battle blue. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Ooh. This is definitely more like it. Look at this one. $290 light carry use half track MagnaCut. $290? I mean, it's a pretty good deal. And it definitely looks light use. That's a good price. That is a very good price. Steel handles, custom ProTech, Mike Irie PT Plus. Not a huge market for those right now. All right. $290. Great price. Great friggin' price. All right, hold on. Rob says, I reviewed a Damasteel Mini Cortex 1950 and bought the basic Mini Cortex for $850. I'd never owned the expensive one. I appreciate it as cool, but not for my collection. I kind of went off on a tangent, a bit of a rant in the last live stream talking about how I think Damasteel is dumb. Damacore is dumb. Listen, guys, I fully accept that to the hardcore collector out there that wants the most premium version and they equate premium to cost, I get it. If you're not using it anyways, what does it matter, right? If you're a collector, sometimes it's all about filling the spots in your collection on your hit list. Most of us are not just collectors, though. Like most of us think that spending more than $50 on a knife is expensive. What kills me about Damasteel and Damacore is like when you look up Damasteel and Damacore, it's all about the high performance. It's only ever going to perform as good as its highest wear resistant steel used in its composition, which I believe is RWL34. I could be wrong on that. I doubt it though. It's supposed to perform like RWL34. That's what I know. There's not a whole lot of people out there cut testing with Damasteel. In fact, I looked it up. I was like, Damasteel edge retention test. It's the internet, right? I think I found one video, and the knife the guy was cut testing with, he was cut testing cardboard, and it was a Kaiser with Damasteel. A Kaiser with Damasteel. I was like, that is crazy. It didn't even look that good. The Damasteel on it didn't even look that good. It looked very similar to the kind of finish that you get on a Concept with Damascus steel or a Civivi with Damascus steel. But the funny thing is that when you look at the performance, right? Because that's what they're like, high performance with these high performance stainless steels. It doesn't matter what it performs like if you're never going to use it. And the irony there is that usually there is a super steel alternative that is half the cost that will perform better. So when they're like, well, it's performance. I mean, if you really want performance, even if you're not using the knife, the irony, you could spend half as much and get a knife that knifes better than that knife. I can't help it. Some people defend it. I don't. I won't buy a Damasteel knife for twice the cost. There's that caveat. I do think that it looks nice, but I think a lot of Damascus knives look nice. It's okay if that's the main reason why you're buying it, but it doesn't need to cost twice as much if we're just buying it because it looks nice. All right, shortened version of my rant from the last live stream. Rob says, if someone has an article or something published by Shirogorov, I'd love to read it. Then I have it direct from them. What are we talking about? Lone Star says, I thought this audience was for the custom pocket jewelry tactical fingernail cleaners. You must be learning new things every day. He says, it's pronounced like you almost said the F word, but you caught yourself halfway through the F word. Yeah, fuh. Yeah, it's fuh. It's not faux. It's not foo. It's fuh. What's up, Brown Sugar? Welcome in. Exactly. The vowel is rising. That's what she said. I can't help it. We're here. Let's go ahead and criticize some of these grails that are being sold for way too much money. What? Tiger Shark? SOG Tiger Shark? SK5 carbon steel made in Seki City, Japan? 1990 to 94 leather sheath, not original. What? That is crazy. I've heard stories. Okay, I've heard stories that the old school studies and observation group, or SOG, we'll just call it SOG. I know you're not supposed to, but we will to make it easy. I've heard stories that the old school SOG knives that were made available specifically to the military were a completely different beast than the ones that were made available to the public. That's what I heard. I'm hoping either some former or current military members who might be watching the live stream can actually verify that. Is that true? Is it fact? Is it fiction? Is it rumor? Is it something or is it nothing? Let me know. That looks cool though. Old school tiger shark. Aggressive. Very aggressive. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. Shirogorov Stellar 975. 975. I love the way they do the pocket clip. Love that. See that little indent spot? Perfect. I bet the transition in and out of the pocket is perfection. Inset lock. Very nice. Very nice. They want 975. Is it worth it? I don't know. You can tell the story. Strider SNG Partisan PD1, $900. Partisan. Not for $900. Double gunner grip 675. Brand new in box. Not bad. Not bad. Considering I've been seeing these going for like, you know, $900. Dirty Olive G10 and S. Oh, it's S30V. No. I was excited. I was excited. I was excited.
This is Sparta!
Get off my screen, S30V, for... It is what it is. Ooh, Machine-Wise Mojave, number 444, S90V at 63.8. This is what I mean when I said that I swear I've been seeing these Mojaves at higher Rockwell hardnesses in S90V. 63.8 is ridiculous for S90V, by the way. That looks like the one that I have. Ooh, a Craig Brown. Why is it $1,000? $1,075. Damn it. $1,075. Mini FSDI. That's one I would love to have. Dang, those are so nice. A little over table. A lot of Striders up for sale here. Wow. John Gray Splitter. That's cool. The Strider Persian, the Perti, the Persian. $605. Not a fan of that, the way that they did that on, like, honestly, that no. Give me the Tanto. Give me the regular buoy, drop point, spear point, whatever you want to call it. That I'm not a huge fan of the Persian style blade shape on that Strider. Rob McKibben. $620 custom niche EDC. Crazy. Hawk Talon 14. I'm sorry. What? Oh, this is a unique finish. It's the unique finish. My bad. I was laughing. I was like $1,400. Retailers are struggling to sell these brand new, not like new in box, but new in box. For like $300 less. Case in point, I think DLT might actually still have some. Talon? Do they still have some, or did they sell them? Did they sell them? It was part of their 12 days of Christmas. Man, they did sell them. Crazy. $950. Oh, that's why it sold. $950. And then this titanium one is $1,200. Okay. But still, really? $1,400? Like, I get it. I know Blade Binge takes a cut. NC Blade still has some, don't they? Talon. Yeah. Look at that. You can get a pre-owned on NC Blade for under $1,000. $998. You really want a like new in box, there you go. And here's a brand new one for $1,050. And you can sezzle. Sezzle responsibly. I said responsibly. Jeez. It's direct from Hawk, the Talon is $950. Yeah. But the problem is that Hawk doesn't sell, like, Hawk doesn't keep them in stock direct. He's just selling them to these retailers. Right? I'm not crazy, right? I don't think you can buy, like, I know he does the releases on the website every now and then. But hold on. Talon? Why does it not show anything when I search for Talon? Solid shot right there. Love that shot. Yeah, I mean, merch. It doesn't even look like you could buy it direct from their site. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they sell them for direct if the least amount of their sales are direct, because you just can't buy it. Like, you have to get in on one of their drops specifically. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at NC Blade for selling them for $1,050. I'm not. Like, that's $100 over table, right? So they're not really making a huge profit. Hawk Knives is not giving them a ton of profit margin. Their margin on that actually might be zero. I mean, and when I say that, I mean, like, they got to pay someone to take the pictures. They got to pay someone to list it. They got to pay for, like, the shipping and then the taxes, and, you know, they got to pay for the knife. And by the time you do all of that, what's your margin? What's your margin? That's why when I saw this, I was like, $1,400, huh? That's bold. Hey, Burning Stables Forge, what's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome in. Cicero says, we need a frame lock porcupine. Nah. Are we talking about the Vosti porcupine? Love it as a top liner lock. I would much rather have a premium version, though. If we're gonna make changes, don't change the lock. Make it a premium. Give me some titanium or some carbon fiber. What's up, man? He says, Roll, I hear you about Damascus, agree about performance. I do think that the few makers that don't by hand deserve credit for the complexity of that do it by hand. I think that's what you meant. That do it by hand deserve the complexity of manufacturing. Absolutely. From a custom knife standpoint, 100%. If you're creating the Damascus billet, right, and then you are doing your own twist to create the complexion in your pattern weld, 100%. Absolutely worth it at that point, because what you're getting is not just something that's usable, it's also art. But if you're buying that billet pre-made, right, like, I get it, it's expensive for Damasteel, the company Damasteel, to do it. I get that. What I don't agree with is these absurd margins of twice the cost with the claim to fame being performance that no one will ever experience, because most people that buy it at twice the cost are not the type of people that would use it in the first place, because the people that would use it in the first place would pay half the money and get a steel like, yes, M390 or S90V or any number of steels that would outperform it for half the cost. Like, that's the part that just sticks in my, and it bothers me. It bothers me. Like, if you're a collector, you buy it because you think it's cool. Perfect. Fill out that spot in your collection. Makes sense. But like when people say, well, you know, it's performance oriented. Who cares? It could have the edge retention of Swiss cheese. It doesn't matter. 99.9% of people that buy a knife in Damasteel, they're not using it to cut stuff. Guaranteed they have other knives for that. It's probably sitting in a display case. Or if it's in their pocket, it's just like ornamental decoration. It's fine. People can buy whatever they want for whatever reason they want. It's just, from an enthusiast standpoint, from someone that will carry anything and everything that I own, I will never get behind Damasteel. Like twice the cost? No. Refuse. It's for some people, but it's not for me. Lone Star says the SOG models were just discontinued from shorter, easier to sell models. Good to know. Rob said, I bought it to see if I love it, but I can sell it for my price or more when people sometimes offer more for me to give them a first dibs at it. Okay. You know what? If the demand is there, why not? Burning Stable Force says, being a maker of Damascus and Damascus knives, I totally agree. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a big fan of functional art. Like, there's no way I could nerd out over knives and have this channel if I didn't have a certain level of appreciation for art that you can put in your pocket. But for me, it's more than that. It's about having something that you can, especially with custom American made knives, you can feel the soul of the knife. You know, the hours put in. When you look at the tiny details and you see things like Damascus, that's incredible. But from a production standpoint, like, for example, when I see companies like We Knives, that's not as incredible. Like, We Knives isn't sitting there hand forging the Damascus billet and doing their crazy twists and whatever to get the pattern weld the way they want it. No, they're not doing that. They're getting, you know, a pre-cut block probably, and then milling it like everything else, and then charging the rest of the world, you know, the suckers that actually buy it, twice the cost for half the performance. And people say that I'm weird for disliking Damasteel on production knives. Damascus on custom knives, completely different ball game. That's cool, because there's more of a human element involved. Damasteel on production knives, sure, it looks cool, but it's a waste of money in my opinion. So you won't see me buying any production knives in Damasteel. I refuse. There's so many good knife steels out there that you can put on a knife that's still expensive. Like, I mean, hell. What do you think I could sell this thing for? And it does not have Damasteel. I mean, come on. I can't help it. Guys. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. Blade Binge does give a place for overcharging to some, but I found great deals. I'm happy I can buy and sell in confidence. Yeah. I mean, you know what? There are good deals on there. I will say this. Like that half track for $290, that's a great deal. Half track for $290, great deal. Half track for $410, yeah. The guy selling the half track for $410 is probably going to be sitting on that for a hefty minute. I like to say hello to everyone that I see, just acknowledge them and be nice, but apparently some folks are offended. No biggie, I have other things to do. What? What's going on in the chat? What's going on? Did I miss something? Apparently I missed something. Either way, guys, the live is actually drawing to a close. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I got stuff to work on, but I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys who joined tonight's live stream. Thank you so much for your support, whether you are someone that just tunes in and doesn't participate in the live chat, or whether you're someone that participates a lot, whether you're someone that is a subscriber, even the haters. Special shout out and thank you to the haters. You guys especially get me motivated. I am planning on being live this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain. The following Saturday, I am not going to be live. So a week from today, no live stream. You heard it here first. No live stream a week from today. I won't be able to go live. But I will be live this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. Pacific. If you want to hang out, come find me in the Discord. For everybody else, have a great rest of your weekend, and we will catch you on the flip side.